every fight. No need for words, no need to speak. I know your strength when you feel weak. The world gets loud, it pulls you down. But I've been there, I've been around. When everything begins to crack, you turn your head, I've got your back. No running off, no standing still. We push ahead against the will of every doubt that drags you low. You're not alone, you never go. Show me what you got, Frank. Don't hold it in, don't blank. You've faced it all, you've held the line. Show me what you got, Frank. I still say I'll twist your nips just to see you crack a grin. Same old chaos, same old spark, laughing loud inside the dark. Nothing you can do, I'm gonna find you when you hide out deep inside you. Kick the door and drag you through whatever hell you're walking through. We ain't clean, we ain't saints, carried scars and old complaints. But when the weight comes crashing down, we don't fold, we don't drown. Step by step, no retreat, dust and blood beneath our feet. Call my name, I'll be there every time, everywhere. Show me what you got, Frank. No giving up, no slack. We've gone too far to turn around.
Yo, big bars. What is up, my brother? What is up? What is up? I'm not doing much today. So I'm bored. I'm bored. So I figured I wanted to stream. I wanted to react to some TikTok videos, right? I'm going to react to some TikTok videos, right? So hope you guys are doing well. I don't think it's going to be all that crowded today, all right? Because I don't usually stream on a Friday, but you know, I'm trying to stream more and more. So, but thank you guys for just stopping by. But today I'm just going to be checking out a whole bunch of TikTok videos. So yeah, let's get started. Let's just get started. This is going to be a chill stream. It wasn't really planned. It's impromptu. So, you know. Western, a collab? Yeah, I'm always down. I'm always down. Send me a link, right? You could always send me a link. You could always email me, and we could always see if we could do a collab. I'm always down. I don't mind. You know, joining other people's stream or whatnot. So I'm definitely down. All right, let's get started. So we are just going to react to some TikTok videos. All right, we're just going to react to some TikTok videos tonight. All right, let's get started.
So me and my husband, we met when I was 25. I'm 37 now. We got married pretty quickly. We've been married for about 11 years. We have 2 sons, 6 and 8 years old. So my husband, he's always, since I met him, been, you know, an entrepreneur. He's 15 years older than me. And when I met him, he really had his stuff together. He had a bunch of money. And, you know, that really won me over. Like, I can't really tell you exactly what he did, but I just know that he was an entrepreneur and he had his hand in a lot of different businesses. We had a 5-bedroom house. We had staff. We had, you know, a maid. We had au pairs for the kids. You know, just the works. I've never worked our entire marriage. My day would consist of, you know, bringing the kids to school. Sometimes the nanny would bring them, but sometimes I would bring them. But most of my day would be having lunch with the girls, going to tennis class, going to Pilates, shopping at Saks, brunch. Well,
What's up? What's up, my brother? Yes, have a great night.
3 years ago, my husband had a stroke, and things have just drastically changed. He never recovered from the stroke. Like, the right side of his entire body is paralyzed. He has like lapse in thought. His speech is like severely slurred. And so he hasn't made any money. Like, since he had the stroke, he hasn't been able to work. And so now we have to get full-time care. And so the money that he did have dried up pretty quickly. And I ended up having to get a job. So I've been working for 2 years now, just trying to pull weight or whatever. And about 7 months ago, I put my husband in a home because I just couldn't care for him anymore. And this just wasn't the marriage that I signed up for. Like, I'm still young, I can find another guy I can find another husband, somebody with money who can actually take care of me and my kids. And so my husband's been in the home for 6-7 months. And I haven't had a chance to go see him or bring the kids over there to go visit him. And we talk on the phone, but when he was in there about 4 months ago, I filed for divorce. Because, like I said, this just wasn't the marriage that I signed up for. And I really just want to find another husband who can take care of me. And I can go back to my old life. And I've actually been dating already. And, trying to figure that out. But I filed for divorce, and so now we're in the divorce litigation, and my husband is asking for spousal support. He wants me to pay him $5,000 a month, plus all of his care, like caregiving, for the next 5 years. And I told my lawyer, like, I'm not doing that. Like, what the hell? But my husband is saying, or my lawyer is saying that my husband is saying that he can't work, and so he can't provide for even just his basic needs. And so my lawyer thinks that he has a good chance of getting it. So I really am prepared to fight him tooth and nail on this, because I'm not paying him anything, like nothing. I just wanted a clean break. I wanted to be divorced, and I want to just move on with my life. Me and my kids could just get out of this situation, because it's been hell. But my lawyer is just kind of not understanding that I really do want to fight this tooth and nail. And I don't think that she's really, considering me and my kids in our best interest. So I'm looking for another lawyer now that can be just a little bit more aggressive. And, I know that it's the law. Like, if your spouse can't provide for their basic needs, that they, are entitled to spousal support. But I just need a lawyer that can get on the same page with me. So, yeah. And that's how dumb you sound after you got with your husband because he was making money, and that's the only reason why you married him. And now he's sick, and you don't want to give him anything to help him with his caregiving or with his basic needs, and you want me to represent you. Absolutely not.
So she's telling a story, okay? Preference that, so no hate towards her. No hate towards her. But there's a woman out there that's like that. There's a woman out there that is like that. She's literally telling a story from another woman. Absolutely insane. Absolutely disgusting. And this is the importance, right? The importance of men's content, right? To wake men up. The red pill, right? It's to wake men up from reality. This is the sad thing, right? A lot of men think that, you know what? Let me get the money. Let me get my looks up. But here's the thing. Those superficial qualities, money, looks, even charm sometimes, if you lose any of that, guess what? You'll lose her. You'll lose the person that only cared about those superficial charms. This story is absolutely disgusting, but it's much needed. It's a much needed story because a lot of us men are hopeless romantics, and that makes us stupid, right? A lot of us men are hopeless romantic and makes us stupid. And a lot of us men, let me be blunt, we are desperate. A lot of us men are desperate, and we're desperate for pretty women. So no surprise that our desperation is our weakness. Our women and lusts are our weakness, right? And that will always backfire on us. Let's break the story down.
So me and my husband, we met when I was 25.
25. I mean, you weren't. I mean, you're young. That was young, but not. Not relatively that. That young.
I'm 37 now. We got married pretty quickly.
So 25, 37. All right. So you've been together 12 years. 12 years. Men love women. Women use men. I agree. 12 years. And you honestly you don't love that man. You only loved his money. This is why I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry. If men leave with their money, what do you expect? You think she loves you for you? You think she respects the vows? No. She only loves you for the money. That's it. This is why men need to wake up. Okay? There's plenty of women that love you to take care of them, but hopefully you can find a woman that loves you for more than just that. Sadly, this man found a woman that only loved him for the kids, for the money.
We were married for about 11 years.
Exactly. Wanted the lifestyle, not the husband. And that is right there. That is something that a lot of us men need to wake up. We need to wake up from. Because stop believing, or be cautious. Be cautious in it. Be cautious in it. A lot of women, not all women, but I believe a lot of women will only love you for the lifestyle you can provide for them. Why do you believe? Personal opinion. Why do you believe, right? Is that the finances is one of the top problems in marriages. Why? Because and women are the ones to predominantly divorce, right? To predominantly file for divorce, and finances is one of them. It's because you can't provide them the lifestyle that they want, right? You can't provide them the lifestyle that they want. I believe this is something that a lot of men don't realize, okay? A lot of women are so easily influenced by the glitz and glam of online, of social media. So they want that lifestyle. So they picked you, particularly because you could provide that lifestyle. But guess what? If you ever stop providing the lifestyle, she's out. She's gone. A lot of us men gotta realize that. This is why some men say, I'd rather not go with an 8, a 7, an 8, and 9. I'd rather go with a 5. I'd rather go with a 6. Because at least, hopefully, right? We definitely have a lot of average women having such crazy aspirations, right? Crazy delusions. But hopefully, her being average, she's more grounded, hopefully.
We have 2 sons, 6 and 8 years old.
Okay. A freed man. Okay. I'm a female, and some women just want money and material garbage. I agree. Not all women, right? Not all women. I've dated some women that, it wasn't about the money. So I agree. Plenty of women, okay? It's not about the money. But in my honest opinion, in today's age, it's hard. It's not going to be easy to find, right? It's not going to be easy to find. You're going to have to tread through the ones that are materialistic, right? The ones that are superficial. So it's not easy.
So my husband, he's always, since I met him, been, an entrepreneur. He's 15 years older than me. And when I met him, he really had his stuff together. He had a bunch of money. And, that really won me over.
And you can see that, right? She didn't say about he was more. This is the thing where I listen to this a lot with the women, okay? When they describe the men that they want. Women never, right? In my honest opinion, the things I've heard, women never say, oh, I want a virtuous man. I want a monogamous man. I want a man that has morals, has principles, okay? I want a man that believes in monogamy, that believes in love, that believes in respect, that believes in, being a good father, being a good husband, right? Being a righteous man. No. What I do is the materialist BS, right? Money, ambition. When women say ambition, they just mean money. They use ambition just to not seem like such a gold digger, right? But when women say ambition, they mean money. Because would you want to date a broke, ambitious man? You wouldn't, right? So as much ambition as a broke man has, she still wouldn't want him. So ambition means nothing if it doesn't come along with money. So it's money, right? So entrepreneur, essentially money, right? He has money. Being stable, being all this, it's just money. It's always money. Women say it's looks, charm, height, money. That is it. Okay, and they may use different words to mask it, but it's just materialistic. It's just very vain, very shallow stuff.
Like, I can't really tell you exactly what he did, but I just know that he was an entrepreneur and he had his hand in a lot of different businesses.
And she didn't even care about him enough, right? It shows you her view of it. She don't give a shit. She don't care about the man. She only cares about the money, the lifestyle, right? Like 77 said, right? 4577, right? Only cares about the money, the materialist. So the lifestyle. She don't care. She didn't care what. She didn't care less what he does for a living. She doesn't. That shows you how little she even cared about him, right? The man could be dealing for all she cares, as long as he provides the lifestyle. And I'm sorry, I put the onus on men. Here's a woman that doesn't even know your job, and you married her. Accountability, my brothers. Accountability. You chose a woman that doesn't even know your job, doesn't even remember or care what job you do. She only cares if you can provide that lifestyle. I believe accountability for everyone, man or women.
5-bedroom house. We had staff. We had, a maid. We had au pairs for the kids. Just the works. I've never worked our entire marriage. My day would consist of, bringing the kids to school. Sometimes the nanny would bring them, but sometimes I would bring them. But most of my day would be having lunch with the girls, going to tennis class, going to Pilates, shopping at Saks, brunch. Well, 3 years ago, my husband had a stroke, and
he gave you that lifestyle, okay? Even giving, this is the thing where I want men to understand. You could do everything for a woman. It doesn't mean that she will love you. It just meant she loved everything you gave her. I really want men to understand. You could give a woman the world, right? You can give her the world. Doesn't mean that she loves you. She just loves the world. That's it, right? You give her this lifestyle, the lavish lifestyle, the vacations, the nannies, the cooks. Like literally, she doesn't even have to do traditional stuff. But she only loves that, not you. This is what a lot of men gotta realize. You doing all this doesn't mean she loves you. It means she loves the shit you do for her. We have to wake up, right? We have to wake up. There's a difference between a woman that loves you for you and a woman that loves you for what you can do for her. Different. Because if you stop doing what you do for her, that's it. That's done. She doesn't love you because you can't do the things you've been doing for her.
Things have just drastically changed. He never recovered from the stroke. Like, the right side of his entire body is paralyzed. He has lapse in thought. His speech is severely slurred. And so he hasn't.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah, she's definitely not the type that wants to work. I mean, you can hear later when she says that she wants to find another husband, right? She's monkey branching, right? She's on to the next. She's on to the next that can provide her the lifestyle that she's accustomed to and that she wants. Men have. This is the thing where men. This is why I don't feel sympathy for men all the time, right? Particularly in a situation like that. You know what you picked. You know the type of woman you picked. Sadly, right? This is the thing where, a lot of women don't realize, right? This is men's point of view, right? In general, a lot of men think that all women are good, right? A lot of men think that all women are sugar and spice and everything nice, right? Like how could women cheat on me, right? How could a woman cheat on me? How could a woman not be there to me in sickness and in health? You gotta wake up. Women are no better than men, right? Women cheat at almost the same rate as men, right? A few points difference, right? Women cheat about the same percentage as men. Women are no better than men, right? And that's my thing. I've said this countless before. I'm not building this platform trying to hate on women. I'm not building. Yeah, men need backbones, 100%. I'm not building this platform to hate on women. I'm building it to hold accountability, right? To hold people accountable, show people accountability, show people hypocrisies and delusions, and wake up men. I think that's one of the most important things content like this can do. Wake up men from the delusion, because I was like that, right? I was like that. I could never think that a woman would leave a good man. Women do. Women do leave good men. Women 100% do leave good men. And I said I couldn't believe that. That can't be true, right? Women would not treat men terribly, right? If you treat women great or as best as you can, women wouldn't treat you terribly, but women would, right? And that's to wake up men from. Brent, what is up? What is up, my brother?
Made any money, like since he had the stroke, he hasn't been able to work, and so now we have to get full-time care, and so the money that he did have dried up pretty quickly, and I ended up having to get a job. So I've been working for 2 years now, just trying to pull weight or whatever. And about 7 months ago, I put my husband in a home because I just couldn't care for him anymore. And this just wasn't the marriage.
Put him in a home. That's love for you. That's love.
That I signed up for. Like, I'm still young, you know, I can find another guy who I can find another husband.
And that's the insanity, right? That's why I said men are honestly, this is what I'm thinking. Here's a woman that treated her husband, who gave her a lavish lifestyle, like shit at the end of his life, right? Towards the end of his life. And yet she's dating a new man. It's like, you think a woman that treated this man like shit is going to treat you better? This is why the past matters, right? A man's, anyone's past. This is why past matters. Because, are you crazy? If she cheated on her husband, which she is, right? They're not divorced. If she cheated on her husband, she would cheat on you. This is why it's like, thank you. I mean, I try to be fair, right? I try to be logical. I try to be logical in my approach, not emotional. That's why I'm not targeting women or targeting men or targeting anyone. I try to be as logical as possible, depending on the situation, right? I try to be as logical as I can. So thank you. But that's the thing, right? This is why I have no sympathy for men that allow women and lust to be your weakness. Okay? What kind of man would accept a woman like this? I've said this before. A man that would accept women like this is either a simp or a player. A simp, I have no sympathy for, right? Because you should know better. A player, well, I have no sympathy for her when she gets played. Because players don't care, right? Players don't mind spending that coin on you until they get a bit of ass. They don't care. They don't mind. The simp, this is why content like this is important for the simps. But if you don't search it out, if you don't learn, you have no one to blame but yourself.
Somebody with money who can actually take care of me and my kids. And so my husband's been in the home for 6-7 months. And I haven't had a chance to go see him or bring the kids over there to go visit him. And we talk on the phone, but when he was in there about 4 months ago, I filed for divorce. Because, like I said, this just wasn't the marriage that I signed up for. And I really just want to find another husband who can take care of me. And I can go back to
You think those vows, this is what I'm saying. Vows don't mean nothing, right? Vows don't mean anything to people anymore. Particularly, I'm saying women, right? 70% of divorces are filed by women. 70%. It means nothing. Those vows mean nothing. Sickness and health, rich and in poor, means nothing. This is why a lot of men need to wake up. Be cautious. I'm not saying don't get married, right? Men want to get married. Men want to get married. Men want commitment. Be cautious. That is it. Be cautious. Vet a woman properly.
My whole life, and I've actually been dating already, and trying to figure that out. But I filed for divorce, and so now we're in the divorce litigation, and my husband is asking for spousal support. He wants me to pay him $5,000 a month plus all of his care, like caregiving, for the next 5 years. And
I hope he wins. I hope he wins. 5 years? They've been married for 12 years. He gave her 12 years of a lavish lifestyle. He should get 12 years out of her. She should be paying him for 12 years. That's the unfairness right there. That's the unfairness of the family court, right? Of courts. He gave her 12 years of a lavish lifestyle. Why at his worst, he can't get 12 years from her? Why? It's like the unfairness of it. And life is unfair, right? But court-wise, that's insane, right? He gave her 12 years. Why can't he get 12? All right? But at least the 5, he should get it. That is what it's like. He deserves it. At his disability now, yeah, that's the least you could do.
So my lawyer, I'm not doing that. What the hell? But my husband is saying, or my lawyer is saying that my husband is saying that he can't.
Evil Eddie, what is up, my brother?
Work, and so he can't provide for even just his basic needs. And so my lawyer thinks that he has a good chance of getting it. So I really am prepared to fight him tooth and nail on this, because I'm not paying him anything, nothing. I just wanted a clean break. I want us to be divorced, and I want to just move on with my life. Me and my kids could just get out of this situation, because it's been hell.
You and your kids? It's his kids as well. You are disgusting for not even taking his kids to him. You put him in a home. I'm pretty sure he didn't want that, but since he's disabled, he has very little choice. Yet you don't even have a heart to take his kids to see him. You're disgusting.
But my lawyer is just kind of not understanding that I really do want to fight this tooth and nail.
Omni, what is up, my brother? What is up? Great to see some OGs. Great to see my usuals.
And I don't think that she's really, considering me and my kids in our best interest. So I'm looking for another lawyer now that can be just a little bit more aggressive. And, I know that it's the law, if your spouse can't provide for their basic needs, that they, are entitled to spousal support. But I just need a lawyer that can get on the same page with me.
What a disgusting, foul-ass woman. I really want to know what she looks like. I really do. I mean, she's telling a story. Which if I didn't watch it until the end, I'll be like all over this woman, right? Because I'm like, God damn, what a disgusting woman. But she's telling a story. But I would love to know what the woman looks like, because that is disgusting. What a foul ass woman.
So, yeah. And that's how dumb you sound after you got with your husband because he was making money, and that's the only reason why you married him. And now he's sick, and you don't want to give him anything to help him with his caregiving or with his basic needs, and you want me to represent you. Absolutely not.
I'm glad that she has some morals, right? I'm glad she has some morals as a lawyer. She's a lawyer, right? I'm glad she has some morals, right? So big ups to that. But that's the thing. Like I said, this is the importance of men's content, hopefully to wake up other men. Be cautious, my brothers. be cautious. I'll say that to even women, right? I've said this before. I wish more women would watch men's content, right? More women should watch men's content because I believe it's more educational for women than it is for men. Just my opinion, right? But we all need to be more cautious in life. Yes, it's Friday. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is doing well. Just a chill stream, just watching some, reacting to some TikTok videos, right? I'm just reacting to some TikTok videos. That's it. So, all right, let's continue. All right, let's check this out.
Men who do not abuse or sexually assault women still directly benefit from the violence of the men who do. The existence of violent men lowers the standard of behavior for men so low that as a man, all you have to do to be considered a good guy is refrain from raping someone. You don't have to actually protect women. You don't have to stand up to your friends who hit their girlfriends. Simply by virtue of not being a direct perpetrator of violence against women yourself, you are considered a saint deserving of special treatment because violent men have lowered the bar for you. What would be considered basic decency for a woman practically qualifies a man for a Nobel Peace Prize. And women are encouraged to reward men for bare minimum kindness. Most men don't protect women. Most men don't step in when they see a woman being abused. Most men defend their favorite athletes when they're accused of rape. And that's because these men believe that not being a rapist or an abuser themselves is enough. 50% of women will experience some form of sexual abuse in their lives, and 95% of sexual abuse perpetrators are men. You've never defended a woman in your life, but because you've never raped one either, you think that you're God's gift to women. Women are often convinced that they have the world's best husband just because he doesn't scream at her and punch holes in the walls. Never mind that he doesn't know your kid's birthday and has no idea where you keep the vacuum. The fact that he's never slapped you during an argument means Jeff is a total sweetheart. Guys love to get in my comments and say, not all men, not all men. And maybe in the most basic, baby-brained way, you might be right. Not all men are abusive towards women, but all men do benefit from women's abuse. Men who do...
I swear to God. She has no clue that most guys will avoid violent men and ostracize them more than 304s will too. This is a thing where the sheer stupidity. This is the important. I'm sorry. This is the importance of men speaking up. Misandry on full display. Exactly. Right? Exactly. The need to villainize men. The need to villainize men. Right? Even the men that don't contribute to violence towards women, you still need to attack those men. No men are safe. No men are safe from women. And you don't realize that this is the problem, right? Women have a monopoly on social power. So no one talks about this. No one talks about this. Women have a monopoly on social power, right? Women's voice is more powerful than men's voices. Women's voice is more powerful than men's voices. Yo, West, I already said, right? If you want to collab, you could definitely send a link, right? I mean, set up a send me an email, whatever. Right? We could definitely do a collab. So I already said it. But let's break this insanity down. Let's break this insanity down.
Men who do not abuse or sexually assault women still directly benefit from the violence of the men who do. The existence of violent men lowers the standard of behavior for men so low that as a man, all you have to do to be considered a good guy is refrain from raping someone.
What does being a good guy do for men? Those pythons are dangerous. What has being a good man has done for men? What has it done? The players are still being chose. The pookies are still being chose. Top 20% of men are highly desirable by majority of women. So how's the good men benefiting from that? Bitches like this still pick the toxic men. So how's it benefiting good men that you lowered the bar? Because this is the absurdity of a lot of women. You lowered the bar. Okay, wow. 6 inches. 6 feet, 6 figures, Six-pack. The bar is so low. The bar is so low. I still see women on, like, you know, these dating shows or whatever, rejecting men that are under 6 foot. The bar is so low. Yeah. I still see women calling majority men chopped. The bar is so low. Lonely male epidemic, someone, right? Did we not just glazed over that a while ago? So the bar is so low, but men are more single than ever before. That's crazy, ain't that? The bar is so low, yet most men are single. Particularly, I'm pretty sure. Well, this woman's age demographic, right? The 18 to 30, the 18 to 30-year-olds. The 18 to 30-year-olds are majority of single men. I thought the bar is so low. So how's the benefit in those men? I think that's interesting, right? The hypocrisy, the delusion in that statement. The bar is so low, yet no good man is actually benefiting from that. Sheer stupidity in that one.
You don't have to actually protect women. You don't have to stand up to your friends who hit their girlfriends. Simply by virtue of not being a direct perpetrator of violence against women,
You don't have to stand up to your friend that hits their girlfriend. I swear to God, women believe that every single man, right, knows that shit. Right? Women believe that, you know, like, oh, every single man has a friend that beats his girlfriend. What? Okay. How come? What about these women? Are they standing up to the women that beat men? Are they standing up to the women that beat men? Because there's stats that, you know, people who throw the first punch, right, in abusive relationships, right, are almost equal, right? I believe about 29%, 29% of men throw the first punch, in abusive relationships, I believe, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And probably about 28% of women throw the first punch. All right. They do they're the ones who attack first or whatever. Some studies show that 70% of women, right, are perpetrators in non-reciprocal, right? 70% of women are the perpetrators of non-reciprocal DV. What does that mean? 70% of women, certain studies show that 70% of women are the ones who abuse men, right? Non-reciprocal. So the man isn't fighting back. The man isn't doing nothing. She's just abusing him. One-way abuse. Is she protecting those men? Is she protecting those men? I just did little videos of women abusing men. I have plenty of proof in that. Is she standing up to it's like, stop it with that BS. And studies have shown that violence has what's up, Redpill 100, what is up? Studies have shown that violence has drastically decreased, right, over time, comparatively to the past. So DV, violence of most kinds have drastically decreased. Yeah, if you believe women like this, if you watch women like this, you think violence is rampant. You think it's higher than ever before.
yourself, you are considered a saint deserving of special treatment because violent men have lowered the bar for you.
What's the special treatment? What is the special treatment? What is it? What special treatment is she given to these men?
What would be considered basic decency for a woman practically qualifies a man for a Nobel Peace Prize. And women are encouraged to reward men for bare minimum kindness. Most men...
What reward? What reward? It's like, you say all these things, right? You say all these things, yet what are women doing? What? I've yet to see a nice guy, right? A nice guy saying, my God, women treat me so special. Women treat me differently than the abusers, the liars, and cheaters. Women are coming up to me and treating me like a god, right? The bar is so low, and women are treating me so amazingly because I'm a nice guy. I don't beat on women. that never happened, right? That shit never happened. Guys, please like the video. Please like the video. Yeah, that shit never happens.
Men don't protect women. Most men don't step in when they see a woman being abused. Most men defend.
I swear to God. I want to check something. Because here's my thing, right? You have to think. Majority of the police force are men. Right? Majority of police force are men. Who do you think helps? This is a thing where I want to say this, right? I want to say this where women are honestly unrealistic. Women are actually unrealistic because you never. I've done stories, right? I've done stories, okay, that men stepping in, let's say with an abusive situation, him dying, right? The man who steps in, the white knight. There's quite a few stories of a white knight stepping in and him being hurt, being I don't know, even prosecuted or killed. That plenty of that happens. Plenty of that happens. So I just find this ridiculous that you say, okay, most men don't step in. Okay, one, yeah, roughly 20 to 30% of men are reporting they rarely or never step in during public harassment. Okay, but that's only but you're saying, right? It's 30% of men reporting that they rarely or never step in. All right, so intervention depends heavily on situational safety. So let's say 90% stated that they would intervene in domestic violence, but only about half, 49%, reported challenging or harassers' behavior in public, while 68% said they checked on the victim. I mean, you know, the reason is usually so shallow that they hide it behind. Yeah. This is again. I don't think anyone helps anyone, in my opinion. I think we have entered a world where people don't really help out each other. Okay. Now, I believe that, it's not a man thing, right? If you're born a man, you just don't help out. I don't believe it's a woman thing. You're born a woman, you help out or you don't help out. Right? I don't believe that. I just think that at the end of the day, most people are selfish, and it's understandable. That's part of human nature. So that's why I think things like this is disingenuous at best.
Their favorite athletes when they're accused of rape. And that's because these men believe that not.
And that's the thing, right? She said most men, which is, where's your stats? Where's your like, it's
their
like
favorite athletes when they're.
Most men defend their favorite athletes when they're accused of OF or of the R word. Where's your stats on that? Most men don't defend their favorite athletes. Most men wait to see, because this is the thing. It's about you're innocent until proven guilty. What's happened to that? Right? That's our system. You're innocent until proven guilty.
Accused of rape. And that's because these men believe that not being a rapist or an abuser themselves is enough. 50% of women will.
Why is that not enough? Be accountable. Women don't understand accountability, right? Women don't understand accountability because at the end of the day, women never hold themselves accountable. Here's the thing where let's dive in a little bit deeper, right? With her accusation. 50% of women will experience some form of SA in their lives. Digging deeper, right? Digging deeper. Is it actual SA, in my opinion? This is the vagueness, right? This is the vagueness and disingenuous of these stats, right? Of these studies. So, data from the CDC and other researchers confirm that SV is widespread, with nearly 45 to 53% of U.S. women experiencing contact SV, including R-word, coercion, or unwanted contact in their lifestyle, in their lifetime. Did you know that hugging a woman unwanted is also considered SA? Hugging a woman, even putting your hands on a woman's shoulder. Now, I'm not saying that you should do that, right? I'm not saying you should do that, but imagine this, right? Imagine if, let's say, 20% of women, right? 20% of women get unwanted hugs. 20% of women get unwanted hugs, hypothetically, right? That just added 20% of these women, 20% to this stat, this study, that women would experience SA. It's kind of disingenuous, right? I'm not saying that, brushing against someone in a club can be considered SA. So let's say 5% of women get the brushing against the club and they report it as SA as well. So you already have like 20% hugs, 5% brushing in the club, right? 25% already is just like, it's just unwanted, right? Unwanted but useless contact. I'm not saying that it's great to get hugged that you don't want to, but it's disingenuous. It's dishonest to say that a hug is SA. It's unwanted, I agree. But to say it's SA, it just dilutes, right? It dilutes the women that get R-worded, right? It dilutes the women that get R-worded. Yet women don't ever think of that, right? Women never think about, oh, maybe let's not include all of this in the same study when it comes to the R word. Let's not include it, right? Because let's say hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, like I said, hypothetically, 25% is very nocular touches, right? So only 25% of women will experience the R word. That's not, I'm not saying even 1% is terrible, right? Even 1% is terrible. But there's a difference between 50% and 25%, right? 2 times as more. So this is the thing, the dishonesty of some of these studies and stats, okay? Because they dilute it. So to make the stat as high as possible, right? To make the stat as high as possible, they add these stupid ass things, right? I'm sorry, a brush in the club, right? You're not SA'd. You haven't been SA'd.
Experience some form of sexual abuse in their lives, and 95% of sexual abuse perpetrators are men. You've never defended
the age-old thing, right? 95% of SAs committed by men, right? Majority of violence is committed by men. It's the age-old talking point that these misandrists want to use. But think about it logically. Right? I'm going to use something that a lot of women say, right? Majority of violence is committed by men. Okay, I can agree with that. I can agree. Majority of violence is committed by men. But here's the thing that a lot of these women are disingenuous with, right? Is that there's a difference between majority of violence is committed by men and the majority of men commit violence. Because here's the thing, majority of men do not, right? The majority of men, the majority of violence committed by men. Imagine this, right? If there's 10 violent cases in all of America, only 10. Okay, it's a small, relatively small amount. I'm using I'm just hyperboling, right? Or I'm just giving an example. 10 violent cases. 9 of those violent cases, right? are by men. And there's only 10. There's only 10. This 1 year, right? 1 year out of all years, only 10 violent cases. And 9 of those violent cases are by men. But this is how these women would use that stat. Majority of violent cases are by men. But then you would think, oh my God, men are so violent. But you think, right? We have 160 million men. When in actuality, there's only 10 violent cases, right? This year, there's only 10 violent cases. Wouldn't that be disingenuous when you use 10 violent cases and say that only because 9 men committed those violent cases, a majority of men committed violent crimes. Majority of men are violent. Or majority of violent crimes are committed by men. But it's disingenuous because you compared 9 men to 160 million. So the case of, like, let's say I looked at it a while back, right? There's been, like, I think 2024, whatever. There's been about 300, right? 300,000 violent cases, right? Right? I'm estimating, right? Compare that. 300, about 300, let's even hyperbole it, right? 500 violent cases committed. 500, that's a lot, right? But compare 500,000 to 160 million. It's quite a difference. I don't even think that's even 1%, right? I don't even think that's 1%. So not even 1% of men committed crimes. Yeah, it's very disingenuous.
A woman in your life, but because you've never raped one either, you think that you're God's gift to women. Women are...
Whoever thinks like that? I see a lot of cop vids, and some women are worse than men. I agree. That's why, right? Inducing sounds. What is up, my brother? What is up? That is why I show those videos. Not to target women, but to show you that women are no better than men. In some cases, women probably even worse than men. We need to break this narrative, right? Who's saying that, oh my God, I don't do terrible things to women. I'm so amazing. I'm God's gift to women. No, right? Majority of men don't do crap to women. They're just living their life. But you would think that if this woman talks, right, if she controlled social media, it would be skewed like that.
Often convinced that they have the world's best husband just because he doesn't scream at her and punch holes in the walls. Never mind that he doesn't know your...
How's she clear, concise, and logical? What about her is logical?
Kid's birthday and has no idea where you keep the vacuum. The fact that he's...
Oh my God! Oh my God! He doesn't know where you keep the vacuum. Oh my, like, seriously, divorce him. Divorce him. He doesn't know the child's birthday. Divorce him. Yeah. He's the worst man ever. How dare that man don't know where the vacuum cleaner is? How dare he? Yet, he's breaking his back, providing you that big ass engagement ring, big ass wedding ring. He's breaking his back, right? Taking you and the kids, right? Who he doesn't remember the birthday, to fucking Disneyland, to Disney World. Bitches like this don't talk that, right? She wouldn't dare say what men do, right? She wouldn't dare say what men sacrifice, what men are doing in a relationship. She wouldn't dare, but she would definitely dare pull out. Oh my God. Oh, your husband doesn't know where the vacuum cleaner is. Your husband don't know, when the child's birthday is. How dare he? But yet he just spent $1,000 on your wedding ring, on your, on a trip to Disney World, on a trip to, I don't know, Hawaii. Which one would you rather? Which one would you rather? Him taking you on a trip to Hawaii? Him putting a roof over your fucking head? Or knowing where the vacuum cleaner is? Unbelievable.
He's never slapped you during an argument means Jeff is...
Inducing sounds. I'm a woman. It's really bad out here. Women should appreciate men so much more. Thank you. I'll say this, right? Amazing, right? Amazing inducing sounds, right? Amazing. Here, this is the thing. I've said this before, right? I'm not creating this channel to target, to attack women, right? I'm not. I'm doing it to hold people accountable for their words. To hold people accountable for their words. That's what I'm doing. Okay? That's what I'm doing. Hold people accountable for their words, for their delusions, for their hypocrisies, for the propaganda, for the insanities they want to spread. I know plenty of amazing women, right? Hell, some amazing women have joined my chat before too, right? I know plenty of amazing women. So I would never say that women are, I would never blanket statement that all women are terrible, right? But there's a lot of terrible women out there.
A total sweetheart. Guys love to get in my comments and say, not all men, and maybe in the most basic baby-brained way you might be.
It's not even the majority of men. That's the problem I have with these stupid ass women who's not logical at all. It's not even the majority of men who do things to women, who do bad things to women. Not even the majority. Okay? You can't even say half of men do terrible things to women. You can't. Because it's not true. Right? It is not true. Because imagine, like I said, right? 160 million. Not even half of that has done terrible things to women. So if not even half, definitely not majority. So yes, not all men. Stop using the small, select few of men who's done terrible things to women and used it to blanket all men, right? Put a blanket statement on all men.
You're right. Not all men are abusive towards women, but all men do benefit from women's abuse.
She literally gave no actual concrete logic on how men benefit from women's abuse. Literally hasn't. Right? Lower standards? What world are you living in? What woman has lowered standards for men to easily get women? I literally showed you, right? We just recently, months ago, talked about the male loneliness epidemic. How is it men are lonelier than ever before, yet women's standards are so low, men are benefiting from it? Already that has destroyed her stupid, weak-ass logic. So, yeah, women really, this is the thing, right? Things like this, the sad part is that other women watch it, so they see it as logical, right? They see it as logical, but no one challenges women like this. No one challenges women like this. And if you do challenge it, you will see her logic break down, right? You will see her logic break down. You will see that it fails. So, the insanity of women like this. Thank you guys for being here. Again, today I'm just reacting to a bunch of TikTok videos I've had. Not really it's nothing anything too crazy, right? I'm just chilling, just hanging out. I'm a little bored, right? I was bored, so I'm just chilling and reacting to some TikTok videos, right? Thank you guys for just being here. Please check out a video I had yesterday, right? I did a live yesterday debating people on TikTok. I thought it was fun. I want to do that more often. So I'm definitely going to do that more often. So hopefully you guys check it out. All right, let's react to this. That was that was a horrible woman.
It's 5:30 in the morning. I've been up since 3:30. I can't sleep ever these days. I'm gonna tell my husband today that I'm gay. I'm really excited to get it off my chest, but also I know that everything changes after this. When you're married to someone but your sexual orientation doesn't align with theirs, it can be really confusing and really scary and sometimes absolutely awful. I'm not making any decisions out of fear. I'm only choosing love. I need to set us all free. That might not make sense to people. I know it won't make sense to people, but it makes sense to me. I'm really, really excited for the future. I know there's so much beauty there, and I know there's so much grief and pain. I'm ready for it. I'm really brave. I'm really fucking brave. And I'm really proud of myself. And I know that everything's gonna be okay. I just know. So deep down that everything's gonna be okay. It's
Omni just said, right? Wow. Tell strangers before you tell your husband. This video is absolute the epitome of selfishness. You're not brave. You're just selfish. You're not brave. You are selfish. Now, before I'm going to react to this, I want to break this down. There was a comment I want to talk about. Okay. Couldn't we have been brave before the wedding? Agreed. All of a sudden you just turn gay, or were you always, or all of a sudden you just turn lesbian, or were you always lesbian? Here's a comment here's another commenter, right? That replied to that. How about we normalize people being able to come out when they feel like it, or when they finally realize if they don't have to live up to society's normal standards. It doesn't matter if she waited until after they got married. At least she tried to fit into whatever kind of straight line people try to draw for everybody. I'm happy that she decided, this is a fucking run-on sentence. Happy that she decided to choose her instead of choosing everybody else. I'm proud of her because I really wish I could come out to my family, but it just wouldn't go over well. Proud of her selfishness? Yeah, no moral compass. Societal norms? This is a thing where this is my thing, okay? No one forced you to get married. No one forced you to get married. In today's it's a societal norm for people to just stay single. Right? We are more single than ever before. It's a societal norm, right? It's a normal thing for people to stay single. To say that, you know what? To normalize hurting somebody else, right? Because of your selfishness is absolutely disgusting. To normalize hurting someone else because of your selfishness is utterly disgusting. It really is. If you believe that you're a lesbian and you don't want to come out, fine. Don't bring someone else into your misery, into your insanity, right? She waited until after she got married. At least she tried to fit in. Fit in? This is the thing where this is the stupidity, okay? Let's give her a medal for trying to fit in. Or how about let's give her a medal for not hurting someone. Literally, you are breaking a man's heart. You're breaking someone else's heart because of your selfishness. You didn't love, because imagine this. She never loved him to begin with, right? She never loved him to begin with. Imagine that, okay? Here's a man that I believe he loved her. He loves her. She never loved him to begin with. Already that it makes her a disgusting woman. Already that makes her an extremely disgusting woman. Just another excuse for dumping someone. Yes, I agree. Right? I'm happy that she decided to choose her instead of choosing everybody else. She always chose her, right? Even when she's, this is a thing where, this commenter is so stupid. I'm happy that she decided to choose her instead of choosing everybody else. Since the beginning, she chose her, right? She chose her comfort. She chose her happiness. And she's still choosing her comfort, her happiness. Whether she came out of the closet or not, she's choosing her, right? She didn't choose, she's not sacrificing herself. She's choosing her, right? She even before she came out of the closet, she chose the path that she chose, right? It's for her, right? So she can have happiness, or so she can have some form of normality. She chose a man she doesn't love to fake normality. It's still her selfishness. Still her selfishness. And no wonder a woman is proud of another woman's selfishness.
5:30 in the morning. I've been up since 3:30. I can't sleep ever these days. I'm gonna tell my husband today that I'm gay. I'm really excited to get it off my chest, but also I know that everything changes after this. When you're married to someone but your sexual orientation doesn't.
Exactly. Wow, coming out is so brave and rare in 2026. You people are disgusting. You really are.
Aligned with theirs, it can be really confusing and really scary and sometimes absolutely awful. I'm not making any decisions out of fear. I'm only choosing love.
I'm choosing love, so I decide to break my husband's heart. That makes sense. I guess that's logical in a in a small brain like this. I guess that's logical, right? You're doing something out of love by breaking someone's heart. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what? Really, if she did it out of love, never got with the man to begin with. Never lied to the man. Never lied to the man. Wait until she dates women. Right? The largest divorce rates, lesbians. But here's the thing where she didn't do it. She probably didn't do it out of fear. She definitely didn't do it out of love. What does she do out of? Selfishness. She only gives a shit about herself. No surprise.
I need to set us all free. That might not make sense to people. I know it won't make sense to people. But it makes sense to me. I'm really, really excited for the future. I know there's so much beauty there, and I know there's so much grief and pain. I'm ready for it. I'm really brave.
Ego. The absolute ego. You're so brave coming out in 2026. You're so brave when honestly, the world, the America is so accepting of the alphabet community. Insanely accepting, which is, I have gripes about that, but whatever, right? I believe 13% to 20% of the population, 13 to 20% of the population, right, identifies as someone from the alphabet community. You're so brave. You're so brave. When almost all of our medias, right? Almost all of our medias, movies, TV, commercials, right? Magazines, comic books, games, almost anything you could name, radio. There is someone gay, a lesbian, a non-binary person, someone from the transformer community. In all of those, you're so brave. You're so brave coming out during a time where everyone is coming out. Everyone has a mental instability. You're so brave. No, you are fucking selfish, right? You're selfish and you're jumping on the bandwagon, right? You're jumping on the bandwagon. You're selfish because you didn't care about this man. You're not brave at all. You're selfish. You don't care about the man. You only care about yourself, right? And your mental instability. I think there's a stat, right? Okay? That, oh God. What was it? Give me a minute. I want to find it. I wanted to talk about this stat.
Story of the day, and an absolute shocker to no one. It has come out that the demographics that are on antidepressants by a huge margin are white women. Now, the study doesn't show this, but I'm 100% sure it is woke white women who are on these antidepressants more than anyone else. They're the ones who trans their kids, who love illegal aliens, talk about empathy all the time, talk about therapy and mental health all the time, but they are the most degenerate, the lowest IQ. They hate themselves. They have a huge white guilt. They love anything bad for America as long as it's woke. These are the degenerates, the feminists in any wave, I don't care what wave, that vote. And this is why a lot of the proms in our country is voted by these degenerate, stupid, woke white women. Also turns out that the demographic with the least amount of problems are Asian men. And then, you can see the chart for yourself there. But by a wide margin, it is these women who are destroying this country, and this is why we should be deporting them, which, by the way, we have t-shirts on the store saying that.
A good percentage of white women are mentally unstable. A good percentage of white women are mentally unstable. So no surprise that they're extremely selfish.
Really fucking brave. And I'm really proud of myself. And I know that everything's gonna be okay. I just know. So deep down that everything's gonna be okay.
And it's like the need to find validation online. You are a disgusting human being. You are yes, gross as fuck. You are a disgusting human being. The need to find some validation online. The need to increase your ego, right? To feed your ego. The need to feed your ego is disgusting. It really is. This is why I believe white women are so mentally unstable. The need to feed your motherfucking ego is disgusting. It really is. Yeah. And I'll say this, right? We are experiencing a high level of selfish ass women. In the West, there's such a huge degree of selfish women. It is insane in my opinion. It really is. I think it's such an abnormal amount where women are more selfish than ever before. It is crazy.
See the difference.
All right, let's continue. Some more TikTok reactions.
See the difference between black women and white women is that white women's goal in life is to be married. Is to marry a successful man, cater to him, be a stay-at-home mom, have his babies, take care of the babies all by herself, while at the same time being at his beck and call. Black women ain't that. We can get it. That's the thing about black women. We gonna get out here and we gonna get it. We gonna start businesses. We gonna start careers. We gonna go to school. We gonna get educated. And we gonna take care of what we need to take care of without a man. They can't do that. They never have that ability. And when they do it on their own, they're always struggling. It's always hard for them. But it's never hard for us. And they're jealous of that fact. And they know it. They know it's tough for them if they're by themselves with children. Oh yeah, they can't make it happen. See, they're willing to deal with any kind of bullshit that come along as long as they say that I'm married. They're married and they're single mothers. They take care of the kids alone. They take care of that man and he go and live his life. He at the golf course. He out on his boat on the lake with the boys while she at home losing her motherfucking mind, running around the house taking care of these kids and washing his dirty drawers. See, black women look at things a whole lot different. We can be all of that and some. And that's the reason why a lot of these black men, they go for these white women because they're weaker. They want that weaker species so that they can rule over them. We ain't being ruled over. We ain't going for that shit. We gonna be equal partners in this bitch. You can be the head of the household. We gonna treat you like a man as long as you act like one. But see, these white women don't care. They don't care if you don't man up. They're gonna man up on the inside, but then treat you like a man on the outside in front of everybody else. We ain't willing to do that. See the
She is dumb. She is dumb. I've said this before. Black women have ruined the black community. Black women have ruined the black community. I'll be controversial. It's black men's fault. You allow this shit. You allow these women to talk, right? You're not able to keep your women in check. And what does it get you? Being disrespected. Okay. This is why, right? This is why black men, right, are followers. They're not leaders in their own community. It is women. Women are leading the black community. They're leading it to ruins, right? They're leading into ruins, but they're leading the black community. Okay? Their selfishness. This is why you're not creating generational wealth. You're creating generational curses, right? You're creating generational curses. That's big back. But let's break it down. Let's break this idiocy down.
Difference between black women and white women is that white women's goal in life is to be married. Is to marry a successful man, cater to him, be a stay-at-home mom, have his babies, take care of the babies.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. The white women have higher marriage rates. Okay. That's true. White women have higher marriage rates than the black community. Than black women. I think black women have the lowest marriage rates. Yeah. Black women have the lowest marriage rates. Yes, data consistently shows that black women in the United States have the lowest marriage rates and the highest percentage of never having been married compared to other major racial groups. As of 2022, approximately 49% of black women have never been married. A figure that has increased significantly over the past few decades. Yeah, she's right. Black women will almost half of black women will never be married.
All by herself, while at the same time being at his beck and call. Black women ain't that.
It definitely ain't. This is a thing where I said this before. The biggest problem with black women is their attitude. Black women cannot cooperate. They cannot coexist with men. That's a problem, right? This is why black women are the least desired. Dating statistics, right? Dating statistics show black women are the least swiped upon. Dating statistics show black women are the least to be swiped upon. And it's not because they aren't beautiful. Black women are beautiful. But they have the ugliest personality out of all women. Black women have the ugliest personality out of all women. It's sad. It is sad. Yeah. Proof women sabotaging. Yes. The sisterhood, right? The sisterhood. Here's a woman trying to badmouth other women. That's the amazingness of the sisterhood, right? The amazingness of the sisterhood.
We can get it. That's the thing about black women. We gonna get out here and we gonna get it. We gonna start businesses. We gonna start careers. We gonna go to school. We gonna get educated. And we gonna...
Really? It's funny. According to a 2023 census, Asian women often show the highest overall percentage of bachelor's degrees attainment or higher compared to other racial groups. Asian women are outdoing black women in degrees. I believe white women are doing better too. I believe white women have more degrees than black women, right? Let's see. Okay, yeah. Based on 2023 to 2024 data for women ages 25 and older, the percentage holding at least a bachelor's degrees are falling. Asian women, 56%. White women, 40%. Black women, 23%. White women there's more white women having degrees than black women. I guarantee you, there's more, let's say, yeah, white women currently own significantly more businesses in the US than black women. How are you outdoing, like, white women are more married than black women. White women have more degrees than black women. White women have more businesses than black women. Why the fuck are you comparing yourself to white women? You're not outdoing black women, you're not outdoing white women in anything. Besides, what are black women outdoing white women in? Okay. As of 2023, approximately 21% of all U.S. mothers are single mothers, with rates varying significantly by race. 47% are black women, 25% are Hispanic women, 14% are white women, 8% are Asian women. Congratulations! You are beating white women in the single mother epidemic. Congratulations! You are continuing a generational curse. Congratulations. You are beating white women. All right, congratulations. Great. The sheer stupidity. How about, you know what? How about come under a man's leadership? You're leading yourself to downfall, to generational curses. Shut up. I'm sorry. This is the problem with black women. Your attitude, right? Your mindset, your personality. It's terrible. It's not helping you, and it's definitely not helping the community.
Take care of what we need to take care of without a man. They can't do that. They never.
I literally showed you most degrees comparative to black women, and more degrees compared to black women, more businesses compared to black women, more marriages compared to black women. Who gives a shit? It's like in every metric, they're doing better than black women. Stop thinking you're better. How about improve? Stammy, what is up? Long time no see.
Have that ability, and when they do it on their own.
Yeah, white women are the primary beneficiary of affirmative action and DEI. They're outdoing you.
They're always struggling. It's always
struggling. Data indicates that black women face significantly higher levels of struggle in life compared to black women. They experience lower median wealth, higher poverty rates, greater unemployment, and inferior health outcomes. And usually, this is a problem, right? This is a problem with a lot of women. Stop talking. Right? When you talk, you don't sound smart. Because when you talk, you base your logic on how you feel. You base your logic on how you feel instead of basing your logic on actual logical talking points, on actual studies, on actual things, on things that actually make sense. Right? How can you be so oppressed, right, as black people or as black women, yet you're doing so much better than the people you're supposedly being oppressed by? Even that logic doesn't make sense, right? Aren't you the ones that are being oppressed, but you're doing better than white women? So are you being oppressed or are you not?
Hard for them, but it's never hard for us. And they're jealous of that fact, and they know it.
They're jealous that they earn more degrees than you, have more business than you, or more married than you. have less baby mama drama than you? They're jealous of that? They're jealous of that? I think you are showing your insecurities. I think you are showing your insecurities. You're projecting. You're projecting your jealousy. This is a thing where I think all women's goal, or majority of women's goal, should be marriage. How do you think you create generational wealth? By yourself? Who the hell do you think you are? All right?
They know it's tough for them if they're by themselves with children. Oh yeah, they can't make it happen. See, they're willing to deal with any kind of bullshit that come along as long as they say that I'm married. They're married and they're single mothers. They take care of the kids alone.
You know what? Guess how they're able to do that? Because someone's providing for them, right? You're jealous that no man wants to provide for you. You're jealous that they can have the luxury of staying home, taking care of their kids. The easier job, they have the luxury of having the easier job of staying home, taking care of the kids that they love. While you probably, as a single mother, or statistically, as a single mother, having to do everything on your own. Sounds a bit of jealousy.
Take care of that man and he go and live his life. He at the golf course. He out on his boat on the lake with the boys while she at home losing her motherfucking mind, running around the house.
It's like, and this is the thing with a lot of these women. This is why I said, right? Women need to create that. Because when I was arguing, right, last night, the other night, when I was arguing about, staying home mom life, they need to make it look hard. They need to make it look terrible, right? Because how can you be a victim, right, without the oppression, right? Well, how can you be a victim? How can it be something terrible, right? How can you make it look terrible? By constantly focusing on what you think, how terrible it is. Oh my God, right? The man is not helping at all with the kids. He's ignoring the kids. He's going out having fun. You're going crazy, taking care of the kids, all this stuff, right? They need to do that.
Taking care of these kids and washing his dirty drawers. See, black women look at things a whole lot different. We can be all of that and some.
You can't be all that. And you can't be no some, right? I literally told you the black women are at the bottom of the totem pole. In almost every metric, right? In almost every metric, black women are at the bottom of the totem pole. And what makes it worse is because their mindset, guess who, right? They push men at the bottom of the totem pole as well. Black men are at the bottom of the totem pole along with black women. Because black men have only unruly women, right, to mate with, right? Black men have unruly women in their community. Because of that, black men are likely to fail.
And that's the reason why a lot of these black men, they go for these white women because they're weaker.
Isaiah, what is up, my brother? What is up?
They want that weaker species so that they can rule over them. We ain't being ruled over. We ain't going for that shit.
They need that victimhood. Women like this need that victimhood, right? They need to do all this, right? One is to make themselves feel better. The selfishness.
We gonna be equal partners in this bitch. You can be the head of the household. We gonna treat you like a man as long as you act like one. But see, these white women don't care. They don't care if...
And when will you act like a lady? When will you act like a woman? I guess you'll never, right? I guess you'll never. Women supremacy. Yeah. Yep.
If you don't man up, they're going to man up on the inside, but then treat you like a man on the outside in front of everybody else. We ain't willing to do that. See, the difference between...
And this is why men don't want to deal with women like this. I'm sorry. This is why, right? Black women have the lowest marriage rates, yet the highest single mother rates. Their men only want to play with them, not commit with them, not commit to them. And women like this will only perpetuate that life. Okay? What man wants to deal with this woman? The players or the simp? The simps, she doesn't want. The player only wants to play with her. That's the life she's going to have. And that's a sad thing, right? I think I've said this before. I think the black community is the coolest community around. I think the black community is the coolest community around. The problem is within. Right? The call is coming from within. Right? The call is coming within the house, from within the house. Sad. Definitely sad indeed.
Hey, Queen, so just a reminder. So I was supposed to be.
All right, let's do one more video. Let's do one more video. Okay. Wes, I think you're trolling. Are you trolling now? I'm pretty sure you're trolling. All right, let's do one more video. All right, let's check this one out. But Wes, thank you for watching.
So I was supposed to be on a first date right now. Obviously, I'm not on it. And let me just set the scene for you. So he basically is like, let's do a beach picnic. And I was like, you know what? That sounds hella romantic. That is a bold move for a first date, but you're cute. That is a cute idea. I'm gonna say yes. Mind you, the beach is like a 45-minute to an hour drive for me, but I don't mind because I really love the beach.
Oh, it's someone from Kick, right? It's someone from Kick. You can see the chat. This one is a kick chatter, right? So it's all good.
And I'm down, okay? He tells me this morning, oh, I'm not going to be done with the gym until 7:30. And I was like, okay, we might miss the sunset, the full sunset, but like, that's fine. Mind you, I think this is maybe a misinterpretation on my part. When he said done with the gym at 7:30, I thought he'd be like done and ready to go. But he was like, he told me like a couple hours before, like, oh, I'm gonna still need time to like shower and get ready. I don't want to tell you like an exact time and not be ready by then. And I'm just like, that should have been my first red flag, to be like, hey, like I have things to do. Leaving it up in the air, it's not my thing. It's just not my thing. Mind you, this man calls me at 8:30 being like, what's up? What do you mean, what's up? I'm ready already. I'm waiting to know when you're going to leave your house. What do you mean, what's up? And he was like, oh, like I still need to get in the shower. I just got home from the gym. It's 8:30, buddy. Like, what do you mean? And it's still going to take me like 40 minutes to get to the beach. Like, I'm not pulling up to the beach. Technically, you're still a stranger. Like, we FaceTime and we've texted and stuff, but like to meet you at a dark beach, like that's not safe. And I literally said it in a nice way. And he was like, well, we could do something else. I was like, okay, like what else? Me thinking like, oh, pivot to dinner or something like normal. And he was like, oh, maybe we could chill by my pool. It closes at 10 p.m. Hello? When he said that, I was immediately like, I'm not going on this motherfucking date. I was like, no, that's not gonna work. Maybe like figure something else out. But I just was already knowing I'm not going on that motherfucking date. So guess where I am? I pulled up the boiling crab. I'm about to have some, what is it? The whole shebang shrimp with some corn and some sausage. Oh, maybe the catfish basket. Anyway, this is way better than it would have been. So
why do I want to show this video, right? Why do I want to? Because here's my thing, right?
Loudest look you've.
Why do I want to show this video is, to be honest, is that I gotta only say, right? Some women, right, will only get the losers or the players. Okay, I think she likes to eat. she definitely loves to eat. You can see that, which is fine, right? And like this is something that a lot of women don't realize, that you have to understand that you only attract the players. A lot of women don't realize you will either attract the losers or the players. Okay. And the players, which I honestly believe she attracted the player, right? She attracted the player. He was trying to play her. Good on her that she didn't fall for it, right? Good on her. She didn't fall. But you got to realize that sometimes those are the type of men women will attract, the players. Because in his mind, right? In his mind, he sees her as an easy lay. He sees her as, you know what? Yeah, this is a woman that I may be able to get with, right? So he sees her as easy lay. He doesn't really care for her all that much. He probably doesn't, give a whole lot of shit about her. He just wanted to get some sex. And let's say this. Sometimes dealing with the bigger women, that's what a lot of men think. You are easy access to sex. I mean, because let's be honest, she's a 4, right? She's a 4. Okay. So to attract a man, either you date a 4 because I'm pretty sure, right? The man she was attracted to, the man she called cute, he's probably a 7. He's probably a 6, 7, maybe an 8. Okay. So to think that a 7 would go on a date with you, he just want to have sex with you. That is it. Sadly, a lot of women can't understand that. They don't realize that, right? Conceited. Yeah, definitely. It's the ego as well, right? A lot of these women also have the ego, so. I too. I try to be as nice, right? I try to be nice. I try to be as nice as I can, right, with these women, right? I'll let chat, give you the actual scores, right? I'll let chat give you the scores. I try to be as nice as I can, right? So, tortilla. Let's do. Let me try to look for something. I want to look for another video to go along with that one. She's eating. She's definitely an eater.
Every single one of my girlfriends has a second job. Like, majority of my friends work in corporate and have a full-time job and have at minimum one other job on the side. But then I started thinking more deeply about it and I was like, hold on. Every single guy I know that is my age that works a similar corporate job to all of us does not have a second job. And I'm like, like weird how that works. And then I was like, why? So I've come to 3 conclusions. 1, being a girl is just more expensive. Being a woman is inevitably more expensive. If a man tries to argue on this, like, F him. I mean, period supplies. Being the one that buys every single gift for every single holiday, beauty standards, like, we could go on and on and on. I won't. 2, women are not getting paid enough, obviously, like, common conclusion that everyone's known for a long time now, but like just not getting paid enough. 3, the corporate world was literally made by men for men. Corporate wasn't designed for women. Like, the 9 to 5 is designed off of the male hormone cycle. Literally, that's why it was made. That's why happy hours are a thing. It was made for men. Women are much more entrepreneurial, creative, generally speaking, not every single person, but generally speaking, and just are not meant for a corporate environment. All in all, conclusions are: 1, it's so expensive being a girl. 2, we need to get paid more. And 3, I think more women need to be entrepreneurs because every single woman-run business is like badass as fuck. So anyway, let me know your thoughts.
The sheer stupidity of a lot of women. Right? Let's break it down. And here's the thing, where I saw this. I forgot who said it. Right? I forgot who said this, but the world, right, was built for women. Right? Men created the world to cater to women. Stay-at-home wives. Right? You don't need to work. A man is providing. Chivalry, being a gentleman. Right? It's to cater to women. Okay, women didn't have to work because, men knew that, men had to take the burden, take on the burden of providing, where women didn't have to experience the 9 to 5 grind. Even this woman saying that, the 9 to 5 is not meant for women. No, duh. But guess who changed it? Women did, not men. So now you're complaining on the BS that you're the one who did it.
Single one of my girlfriends has a second job. Like, majority of my friends work in corporate and have a full-time job and have at minimum one.
Exactly. Protected from debt, from war, from danger. Men tamed this world for women. Men created this world for women. Yet women are so ungrateful. They didn't want it. Women were so ungrateful, they didn't want that. They didn't want the world that men created for them. And they wanted to create their own world. Well, how's it going?
Other job on the side. But then I started thinking more deeply about it, and I was like, hold on. Every single guy I know that is my age that works a similar corporate job to all of us does not have a second job. And I'm like, like, weird how that works.
Because men know how to live within their means. Men know how to live frugally. Men know how to live below their means. Do women?
And then I was like, why? So I've come to 3 conclusions. 1, being a girl is just more expensive. Being a woman.
It's purposely. You choose it, right? Women are growing in the holding the most debt, right? Women are growing slowly and slowly, holding the most amount of debt. Particularly, what was it? Commercial? Is it commercial? Credit card debt? Women. Right? And again, the makeup industry is $1 billion industry. Fashion, clothes is I believe $1 billion industry as well. Women are the primary consumers. So it's only hard because of your lack of control, right? Your lack of not over consuming. That's why it's hard.
Is inevitably more expensive. If a man tries to argue on this, like, F him. I mean, period. Supplies. Being the one that buys every single gift for every single holiday.
You choose it. It's like, the argument is, who forces a woman to buy a gift? What gift is she buying a man? What gifts do women buy men? Every single holidays? I'm pretty sure Valentine's, it's men buying women gifts. What women are buying men gifts on Valentine's? What gifts are women buying? For men's birthday? Ridiculous. And again, you choose to buy it. Women want to shop. I mean, you could already look at. I'm pretty sure. The ones that suffer from shop addiction is usually women. No one is forcing women to buy.
Beauty standards, like, we could go on and on and on. I won't. 2, women are not getting paid enough, obviously. Like,
they are. For the same jobs, women are getting paid almost equal. I believe the ratio is about a penny difference. I believe. But in actuality, right? In actual tested reality, women are getting paid just as much as men, okay? Because that is illegal, right? For people who do the exact same job, exact same hours, right? Exact same effort, you are getting paid exactly the same. Please tell me which job that women are doing along with men, they're not getting paid exactly the same. It's ridiculous.
Common conclusion that everyone's known for a long time now, but, like, just not getting paid enough. 3, the corporate world was literally made by men for men. Corporate wasn't designed for women. Like,
why would it have been designed for women? Why would it be designed for women? This is the thing where men didn't force women into the workforce. Women forced women into the workforce. Right? Women had other jobs. Women had other jobs, other careers. It's like, corporate? Yeah, no duh. It was not meant for women. Who said it was? It's like absolutely ridiculous.
9 to 5 is designed off of the male hormone cycle. Literally, that's why it was made. That's why happy hours are a thing. It was made for men. Women are much more entrepreneurial, creative, generally speaking. Not every single person, but generally speaking. And just are not meant for a corporate environment.
Yeah, but who forced it? I find it ridiculous where no man forced women into the workforce. Women did. And yet you're complaining that it's not made for women. No fucking does not. Who said it was?
All in all, conclusions are: 1, it's so expensive being a girl. 2, we
By your own choice. No one forces you to spend money. It's like, oh my God forbid. Right? Oh, it's so expensive. I have to buy this makeup. I have to buy this wig. I have to buy these lashes, these clothes, these, I don't know. I have to go out and eat. I have to go whatever, right? $300 haircut. So terrible. I have to do this. When to be honest, men can have sex with you even if you look like a slob. Even if you look like a slob. I've said this before. It doesn't matter if you're ugly, you're pretty, you're fat, you're skinny, 6 kids, 0 kids, you're old, you're young, right? You will still find a man. You can still get a man. It don't matter what demographic you fall under. You will still find a man. So that's the ridiculous of it, right? That's the ridiculous of it. No one forces you to wear makeup. Hell, men will love if you wear less makeup. But it's the issue is that women want to attract the men that wouldn't love them without makeup, right? Women want to attract the best possible option. Okay, cool. But that's because you're trying to peacock, right? This is the thing where thanks to makeup, fashion or whatever, women can now raise their attraction level. No one is forcing you to delude men, right? No one is forcing you to fake your attraction level. If you're a 4, stay a 4. But women don't want to date a fellow 4. Women that are 4 wants to date an 8. So what do you do, right? What do? You pay that money, right, to increase your attraction level. So really, is it that hard to be a woman, or is it that hard to be deluded?
need to get paid more. And 3, I think.
Why would you need to get paid more? You get paid for how hard you work. You get paid for the type of job you choose. You don't just get paid more for just being a woman.
I think more women need to be entrepreneurs because every single woman-run business is like badass as fuck.
What? Like what? What? It's like, I don't know. The top 20. What are the top 20? Women-owned businesses. I don't even know. I mean, besides for like, let's say the only women-owned, women-run business I know is a chip company, AMD. Right. Besides that, I don't know what other company is run by a woman. So how badass is it if who knows what these women are what companies they're running.
So anyway, let me know your thoughts.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But whatever. This is a thing where I don't believe, right? Here's the thing where, is it a man's world? I don't really think so, right? Because who has the most privilege, right? I try to think about this, right? To say it's a world for, let's say, if it's a man world or a women's world, I kind of deem it, who has the most privilege, right? Who benefits? Who has an easier role, right? Who has an easier time in life, man or woman? So why I don't think it's a man's world, okay? Women essentially have an easier life. I believe men shape the world for women, right? Men shape the world for women. Because if the world was shaped for men, right, more men in general would have an easier life, right? Would have an easier, better life. That's not true, right? Most men struggle. Most women don't have to struggle. They choose to struggle, right? And that's because men have geared the world to women. Because men desire women, right? Men buy clothes, men buy jewelry, men buy cars, men buy houses. It's essentially, right? Some men like it, but essentially it's to impress women. It's to peacock to women. So men do shit for women. Men created this world for women. Men created society. Like you gotta think, right? If men had had no shackle towards women, men would be fine living in the woods. Men would be fine living in the woods, right? Hell, even Eddie has a cabin in the woods. The man, like, he becomes a lumberjack, right? Men would be fine, right, being out in the wild. But men created a civilized nation for women, right, to have an easier time in life. Because imagine, when did women start entering the workforce? When our technology has advanced, where it made things easier. The birth control, house domestic life easier, right? Washing machine, the dryer, all that shit. Air condition, AC, okay? Men did it, so men made the world easier for women. So in my opinion, I kind of believe that the world is for women, right? It's a women's world. Yeah, there's some men at the top. I don't disagree, right? There are some men at the top that's have an easy life, have a great life. But compared it, right? The men at the top, it's a small population compared to the men at the bottom. Antic, what is up? What is up? I have been watching you from the shadows start all week. It's all good. Thank you for the support. Thank you for just checking me out, right? This is your lane. Is it? Am I starting shit? I'm antics. I love talking to you, my brother. I'm always down to talk to you, right? I think this could, I don't know. I mean, this is my lane, I guess. Fostering a dog. That's cool. But what do you guys think? I mean, yeah, they did. Yeah, as if men don't also feel disfranchised by the men too. Exactly, right? And let's be honest. Even the top men have made life easier for women. I honestly feel like the black. Aha, okay. I mean, did you watch the video? I think I made some valid points. I'm always my brother. I'm down. Let's have a conversation. I'm always down. Let's have a debate. Let's say this, right? You think it's beating a dead horse, right? You said you think it's beating a dead horse. But here's my problem. Here's how I view this. I believe that more talking is better than less. Right? I believe more talking is better than less talking. In a world, we're civilized, right? We're not trying to kill each other. We're not fighting or anything like that. I believe having a conversation is better than just staying quiet. Okay. I mean, like, if you are, in the shadows, you're seeing, and I love that, but you see the videos I'm showing, right? So I think it's better off that we talk about it than just ignore it. And my brother, let's do it. Let's talk. I'm down. I'm saying this, right? You know me. I'm respectful, right? I'm always down to have a conversation. I'm down to be educated, right? So I definitely more talking, some kissing. The kissing, I'm good with that, but definitely more talking, right? I love to talk to people, right? I definitely love to talk to people who disagree with me on stuff, right? Or you know what? Some things you agree with me on, some things you disagree with me on, right? I love to have you give a voice, right? This is the thing where I want to, have a chance for other people to have voices too. It's not just me just spewing stuff, not just me talking. This is why I want to give a chance for other people to have voices as well, right? So you seem like a very intelligent man, right? So I'm definitely down. Let's hear your voice, and that's the thing we need more of, right? I think the internet, social media space, we need more men talking. In my opinion, we need more men giving their opinions, because we have created a society where honestly we only hear the opinions of women. Okay, I think it's about time. I think this is the change of the centuries, the century where men have a voice, right? Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, the important thing is men having a voice. And I believe more men need to have a voice, right? Let's say this, particularly in the black community, right? I've said this before. Black women, right? The black community is a matriarchal community, right? And I think you agree with me on this before, right? And I agree. Feminism killed the black community 100%. We are on the same page, right? We are on the same page of that. But like I said, the black community is the matriarchal community, and that is a detriment to the black community, right? That is a detriment to the black community. That's the best I can argue, by the way. No, you don't. And that's the thing where I think this is the point where I think more black men need to put out their voice, right? More black men need to talk, need to, speak out against, the bad marketing, right? Or the negativities in the black community. So, as an Asian man, yeah, I know, black people don't like me talking about it, but I've said this before. I love the black community. I love the black community. I think the black community is the coolest community around. I think the black community is the coolest community around, right? I've dated predominantly black women in my dating history, right? Although I'm not dating a black woman now, but I've dated predominantly black women. I have a black baby mama. That's hellish myself, right? But I love the black community, right? I do. So I only say the things I say, it's out of love, right? It's out of love. I mean, whether you believe me or not, it's out of love. The things I say about the black community. But the problem is that I think not enough. I always think that we need more people, right, talking about it, in my opinion. So better more than less. I agree. Black men are moving away from women. I agree. I definitely agree. Hell, I think I give black men props, right? I think black men are the ones who started the passport community, right? The modern day passport community. Black men are starting it. So obviously, if black men are starting it, no duh that they're moving away from black women. So, but yeah, antics, like I said, well, I'm down for a debate, a conversation, anytime you want, right? Because I like talking about, controversial topics, like, the things in the black community. So I'm definitely down to have a conversation. All right. So yeah. Guys, that is it. That is it for tonight. Thank you for even stopping by. Thank you for checking it out. Right. Thank you for joining, my brother. Right. I love you guys. I do. I'll check that out. I'll definitely check out the effective ways to debate. I'll definitely check it out. But that's it for tonight. That is it, guys. Evil Eddie, thank you. Antics, I love you, my brother. Thank you for checking out my videos, right? Omni, I love you, my brother. All right, Big Bars was here. I love you. Thank you for being here. Who else? We had some others early on. We had what is it? Inducing. Thank you for being here, my sister. Thank you for just stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. Redpill was here. Thank you for stopping by, my brother. I think that's it. Yeah. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here, right? Don't forget, stream tomorrow, right? This is I don't usually stream Fridays, but it's a little bit of a offshoot, right? I'm trying something different, trying to stream more often, so yeah.
Hey Frank.
Go Raiders. Philly. Go Eagles. I love you guys, right? You guys are amazing. See you tomorrow night. Later, guys.
day my voice first cracked, laughing on the porch in that old lawn chair. Said, kid, if you've got something in